Good afternoon, everyone. How you all doing? It's Sal Stretford Post, and welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're all doing well. Everyone has had a fantastic Sunday so far. A nice, peaceful Sunday without any disruptions or anything going on. Of course, we hope you. We bid you nothing but the best. We bid you nothing but the best. But I'm here for Chatterbox. But before I start, please may I ask a simple request? Could you kindly subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video? That'd be absolutely, just to get it up and running. Let's go, let's go. Lots of news in regards to Manchester United, of course. Lots of news. Never is a quiet day when Manchester United are concerned. Lots of arguing, lots of bickering, lots of that in between, lots of nonsense. We're not in for that. We're in for the facts, and we're here to talk about Manchester United. Now, there's been some quotes from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, news about Evan Ferguson, Ugarte news, De Ligt news, Mazraoui news, Kadioglu news, Bruno Fernandes new contract. What do you make of that? Lots of things that are going on in the world of Manchester United at the moment, of course. So, guys, buckle up. It's going to be a ride. We've got a lot of news going on in regards to Manchester United and a lot of things that need to be discussed. Whether you agree with them, whether you don't, it's good to get your opinion. Let me know what you think. I'm all ears. I'm all ears or all eyes if I read the comments, etc. Now, starting off with transfer news, of course, it has been a crazy few days for Manchester United. Manchester United have agreed terms with De Ligt and Mazraoui in regards to Bayern Munich. They have finally accepted the deal for Mazraoui and De Ligt, which is great news, and that should be completed tomorrow or Tuesday, which is fantastic news. It is, isn't it? Really and truly is fantastic news. So that'd be two players that are coming in pretty quickly in regards to that. Now, what do you think of that deal? I mean, we need a centre-back, of course. Mazraoui is very versatile as well. He's a very versatile player. So it is important to get those type of players who are a little bit versatile as well, who can play in other positions, for example. So really pleased with that deal. Going through, of course, it's going to be going through soon. Monday or Tuesday should be the days it should be done and dusted. Now, in regards to the striking department, there's lots of noises at the moment. Manchester United are interested in Brighton and Hove Albion's Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson, I'm a big fan of Evan Ferguson. Of course, only 19 years old, but absolutely smashing it for Brighton in regards to goals and assists and overall impact. He reminds me of a young Wayne Rooney. I know that's high compliment. That's a high compliment. Obviously, he has a lot to prove to be that. But a young Wayne Rooney does remind me of. And if he did sign for Manchester United, I wouldn't be opposed to that deal. My only issue is we do need some experience up front. We do need someone who can take the mantle, who's got experience in scoring goals. This is the only issue I would have with that. And what are your thoughts on that? I mean, Evan Ferguson is a great striker. Of course, can play across the front three. So he can play across the front three. He can play as a false nine. He's very versatile. I like that sort of player. This is why I said that he reminds me of Wayne Rooney. Now, if it was between him and Evan Ferguson, him and even Tony, Evan or even, which one would you go for? Evan or even? If it's even Tony or Evan Ferguson, which one would you go for? For me, it is a very complicated one because at the moment we got some very good young players up front in regards to Garnacho, in regards to Ahmad, in regards to Rasmus, in regards to Xerxes. So if we got Evans as well, I mean, a similar age, obviously younger even than a lot of our players. So at the end of the day, would it be better off us getting an even Tony rather than an Evan Ferguson? They will be roughly the same price. Of course, there's the Premier League tax, the British tax, all that. Evan Ferguson's in British, by the way, but I mean, you know what I mean. He plays in Britain, he plays in the Premier League, and he's developed by a British football team. So at the end of the day, yeah, I would say even Tony for now, but I would explore the avenue of Evans later on, maybe next season, maybe the beginning of next season. I would explore that avenue. It would be better off us getting a even Tony who can solidify our goal scoring in regards to numbers, because we severely lack in goals, of course, and that was evident yesterday in regards to in regards to Marcus Rashford and the chances that he missed. We do need someone who could put that ball in the back of the net consistently, absolutely consistently. We need someone who could put the ball in the back of the net. Now, what do you make of that? In my opinion, it's going to cost a fortune to bring either Evan Ferguson or even Tony into the club. One of those would mark a 60, 70, 80 million pound fee. So that would be a huge amount of money. Of course, we do know that Ineos do have a stack of money in their credit, so they can use the money if they wish to hope and use that money. Now, I did say a couple of times, and I said it in the previous shows, that there will be a surprise signing. Now, murmurs are happening that Manchester United are in for Evans. There's your surprise. There you go. And that's what I've been speaking about for the last few days, exactly the special signing, that special someone. It could be through the door, could come through the door very soon. I said it a day ago, the special player, the one who could come through after Ugarte, after De Ligt, after Mazraoui, there will be that special player coming through the door as the creme de la creme, the icing on the cake in regards to our transfer window. If we did sign an Evan Ferguson or we signed an even Tony, as well as Ugarte, Mazraoui, De Ligt and Kadioglu, goodness me, we could celebrate right now because that would be an absolutely incredible window. Hi, here we go, my friend. How you doing, fan? Good to see you back. Good to see you back, mate. You recovered from yesterday? I hope you have, my friend. I hope you have. But there's a lot of news in regards to Evan Ferguson and a lot of news in regards to even Tony. If we signed one of those, I'd be absolutely delighted, as well as Mazraoui, as well as De Ligt, as well as Ugarte and a left back. It'd be absolutely perfect, wouldn't it? You cannot argue with that. If we got, what would you rate? Answer me this question. If we got Mazraoui, De Ligt, a left back, Hamaso or Kadioglu, Ugarte and even Tony or Evan Ferguson, how would you rate that transfer window? That's 8 or 9, isn't it? It's got to be 8 or 9, isn't it? It has to be 8 or 9, in my opinion. I feel like that would be a very, very strong start to the Ineos regime, into the Ineos part ownership, should we say. Now, there's also been some quotes from Sir Jim Ratcliffe in regards to Erik ten Hag. I'm just going to read these quotes out to you. Right, Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, he is a very good guy and been doing his best, but he was doing too much. He was trying to sort out the squad and fix leaks at the roof at the same time. Exactly. You can't put your head in the sand. You have to face facts. It needed a fresh start, so that's what we have done. And then he speaks in regards to ambition. It is a big responsibility to turn the club to where it should be. It should be performing at least in the top 8 in Europe. Now we can't do that. Now, if we can't do that, we haven't been successful. So basically saying if we cannot compete in the top 8, we have not been successful. Now, what do you make of those quotes? It's very complimentary towards Erik ten Hag again. Of course, very complimentary towards him. I agree with what he said, and this is the points we were making last season in regards to Erik ten Hag doing everything. But he was not only doing everything, he was being blamed for everything as well. People were blaming him for things that were not his fault, you know, and that is what irritated me. At the end of the day, he done a remarkable job last season, doing everything on his own. And as Sir Jim Ratcliffe said here, he was trying to sort out the squad and fix the leaks in the roof at the same time. Come on, guys, that quote just says it there. For all the Ten Hag haters, for all you guys who were Ten Hag out, there's your evidence on what he was trying to do last season. He was trying to fix everything, and it became the impossible job. Now, we hope that Jim Ratcliffe and co, the Ineos family, can fix this, can make sure that Ten Hag is concentrating primarily on managing. Of course, we've brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rennie Hake, and of course we got the backroom staff in Barada and Ashford and Brailsford, which is great, you know, because at the end of the day now he's not alone. He's not alone, because it felt last season that he was alone. McLaren wasn't doing much. It seemed like Erik ten Hag was on his own, wasn't it? He was on his own. So those are very strong comments from Jim Ratcliffe, and I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with him. And it's a point we were trying to point on last season in regards to keeping Ten Hag and giving him a chance this season. Of course, yesterday was disappointing. There was a number of factors that I took from that game yesterday, some positive, some negative. Of course, there's always a mixture. In regards to the performance, I thought it was okay. It was good. I thought our shape of the team was good. We had a lot of chances. Should have won 3 or 4-1, in my opinion. Didn't happen. But the weakness is the finishing. We need to fix our finishing. Severely need to sort that out. And that is obviously down to the strikers, which is why I said at the top of the show, an Evan Ferguson or a even Tony would be an absolutely marvellous signing if we can get something like that over the line, of course. Philip, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hello, have a nice Sunday. Let's go Reds. Let's go Reds. Have a nice nice Sunday, you too. I hope you're enjoying your day and everyone is having fun, having a great time, having a beautiful day with the people they love. That's the most important thing. But also, we talk about the football club that we love, which is Manchester United. And there's a lot of news going on for Manchester United, of course. In regards to Manchester United and the midfield situation, Ugarte is not out the window yet. Not out the window yet. He is still, there's a still possibility that Manchester United could get that signing done next week. We can get an agreement by Friday. If Manchester United can get an agreement by Friday, then that looks likely that he will play the following week, of course, for Manchester United. But Mazraoui, De Ligt through the door first. That should happen Monday or Tuesday. Then we go straight on to the midfield position, which could be Ugarte, which could be Sander Berg, of course, as well. You want Sander Berg, my friend. You're one of the few that want Sander Berg. I need Sander Berg. You need Sander Berg. We need Sander Berg. Of course, Sander Berg is an option as well if Ugarte can't come through the door. We need that type of player, don't we? Onana, I know how your feelings on Onana, my friend. Onana, it's a big season for Onana. Oh, Nana, what's your name? He needs to go if he has a bad season. I think with Onana, I like him as his personality. Onana, his personality is brilliant. I like his personality. I like him as a person. I do think he needs to cut out the errors in his game. He does concede a lot of goals. It's rare he keeps clean sheets, and it is rare that he keeps a team in the game, and he does make mistakes. But you have to also bear in mind that our defence is not set up to play the way Ten Hag wants to play. It's not set up to complement Onana in a way. If you bring it into that, if you go by that. But Onana has a big season next season, as well as many other players. I said earlier today, I wrote a tweet about comparing Mason Mount to Van der Beek. Now, Van der Beek, of course, was a failure at Man United. For whatever reason it was not all his fault. He did not get a consistent amount of games played in a row, of course. Now, I was comparing Mason Mount to Van der Beek, and people jumped on me. They said, that's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Stop creating agendas. Blah, blah. You can't make an opinion. You can't ask a question without someone telling you you're creating an agenda. These things need to be looked at. These things need to be studied and analysed. We are Manchester United. We're not a clinic. We're not a place where you can go to have psychiatric help. We're a football club. And we have to answer these questions to people. We have to ask these questions to people. And it's important to get the fans' point of view. Of course, it's important to get the fans' point of view. Man City got on a miss. The Man City goal was terrible in regards to, shouldn't have kicked it upfield, should have kept the ball. Absolutely, yeah. Is the lit goal, is to light goal, Man City or Onana can stop flop. Yeah, hopefully, mate. Onana has got a big season next season. But Rashford lost passion of the football. Rashford is another one, of course, that we have questions. We cannot criticise Rashford without getting a barrage of hate from everyone. Because at the end of the day, these questions need to be asked in regards to Rashford, in regards to Sancho, in regards to Mason Mount, in regards to Eriksen, in regards to Casemiro, in regards to all these players that people have sentimental feelings towards for some reason. I have sentimental feelings towards Manchester United. And I'm going to ask the question, Mason Mount had a poor game last night, yesterday. Did he not? Did he not have a poor game? He did. And we have to continue to ask the question because it's been 2 years since he had a performance. But we're not attacking Mason Mount. We want Mason Mount to do well because we believe in his ability. It's nothing to do with criticising or hating a player. It's constructive. We have to be constructive, of course, and that's what it is. It always is constructive in regards to Manchester United, of course. So don't take the negatives out of everything. Sometimes there's a multi-layered reasons behind why we're asking that question. Why are we making that opinion, for example? That's what it's about at the end of the day. Philip, hey Philip, let me just get your quote up here. Yeah, Onana is a cool guy. I don't mind having some fun. It's Sancho and Evans' fault, but penalties are penalties. Exactly what I said on the tweet yesterday. Penalties are penalties. But one thing I would say is that don't do that. Don't do that. My opinion would be don't do that. Be professional, mate. I know you can put a player off, but that does not put the player off. It actually, if he scores that penalty, it actually has the adverse effect on the rest of the team. It gives them an advantage somewhat. I can't see what Mount does for us. Me neither, mate. And at the end of the day, I know he works hard. I know he can run. I know he can put in a shift. But he's meant to be a creative player. But he's nowhere near the level of Bruno. Of course, we know that. And I just don't see how he fits in. And this is the point I was making. And if someone could give me a point that, say, to justify keeping Mason Mount and playing him in the first team, then I'm all ears. I just feel like there's better players out there that we could get in regards to Mason Mount or creative player. I mean, for that price, we could have got Omo. Do you know what I'm saying? We could have got an Omo through the door, for goodness sake, instead of a Mason Mount. And he would have been a much better replacement and rotating with Bruno Fernandes, of course. So, obviously, it's just a question. It's not hate. We have to understand that we're just analysing football here. We're just talking about football. It's nothing personal about the lad. Probably a lovely lad. Probably a great guy. At the end of the day, we're just asking the question, what does he bring to the team? What can he bring? Can he bring us success? And that's the most important thing that we're trying to talk about, of course. Now, let me just get through some of these comments for you guys. Irfan, yes, Rashford has to be number 2. Have to Ahmad and Garnacho. Absolute facts, mate. Absolute facts. It should be Ahmad and Garnacho as our wingers from now to the end of time. From now to the end of the season, it should be, unless someone gets injured. It's got to be Ahmad and Garnacho. Danny, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. You're a legend. Thank you so much, guys. Now, in regards to other signings, Manchester United are actively looking and exploring the possibility of signing a left-back. Now, these left-backs could be Hamaso or Kadioglu. Hamaso would be a free transfer, so it looks like most likely that's the transfer that could happen, most likely. Now, it could also be Kadioglu. Kadioglu, whilst I was in Turkey 2 weeks ago, people were telling me Kadioglu is on the verge of signing for Manchester United. Now, I'm a bit surprised that this hasn't developed into a transfer because they were adamant that he was going to go to Manchester United, but it hasn't. But United are still interested in Kadioglu. The fee would be 30 million, of course, and it would represent a chunk of our transfer kitty, of course. But there is Hamaso. They are also interested in Marso, of course, is an Atletico Madrid squad player. Would you be happy with Marso? I would. I think he'd be a good squad player, but I prefer Kadioglu. But Hamaso would be a great squad player. Let Ahmed play the number 7 and Garnacho play the number 11. There's many things we could do with that squad, and this is exactly the point I was making last season. Ahmed can play as the false number 9. He can play at number 10. You know, and this is the thing I was saying, because the way Ahmed grabs the ball in midfield, he sometimes grabs the ball and he takes the ball forward. And that's what we need. Absolutely. Absolutely. Trust Eric Ten Hag in us. We will after some games. Yeah, we will be good. Trust the process. Trust the process. Things are happening. They're trying their best, of course, with the Glazer ownership, of course, and the mess that they've left us in over the years. 20 years of mediocrity. 20 years of dragging this club through the mud, guys. Dragging this club through the mud, of course. Is Ten Hag start Rashford? Well, will not be. Me neither, mate. I think he needs to drop Rashford. Unfortunately, you cannot show any favouritism in regards to players. We cannot show any extra love towards some players. We have to be fair and we have to go by who is performing the best at the end of the day, and that's what football's about. It's not about favouritism, it's about the squad, it's about the team, of course. Marvo, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. I know I haven't said good morning or good afternoon to you guys. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone who's joining me today. Please don't forget to smash like and subscribe. You guys are legends. Thank you so much. Captain Bruno is going to sign a new contract. Yeah, I'm just going to get into that just now. In regards to Captain Bruno, Captain Marvel, he's a representation of what Manchester United is. I'm ready to watch Man United on Friday. Come on. Friday is the game now. That's all we're concentrating on. We need a good win on Friday. And of course, Frankie is still in the rumours. That ship has sailed, in my opinion. Yes, me too, in regards to Frankie de Jong. Manchester United are still interested in Frankie de Jong. Eric Ten Hag will not leave this one alone. Let Frankie de Jong be and let him go. Concentrate on Ugarte. If you're not going to get Ugarte, concentrate on Zubamendi. Something like that, guys. That's what we need to do in regards to that. Forget Frankie de Jong. I don't rate him as highly as some rate him. I know a lot of people rate him so highly. I don't. That's just me, though. That's just me. You could change your opinion. All right, Philip, it should be Garnacho, Ahmed and Xerxes against Fulham. Thank you so much, my friend. You said it exactly how I said it earlier on. It should be Ahmed, Xerxes and Garnacho up front. 120,000%. It should be that. It shouldn't be anything else. It shouldn't be. I'm watching Arsenal versus Lyon. Arsenal is number one. What's going on in that game? Is it a friendly game, isn't it? Or is it the Emirates Cup? Because they treat that as a trophy, don't they? Night running, we have lost our opening games the last 2 seasons. Not sure what to expect Friday. Expect law of averages. Expect a win. Expect a win. But don't expect a magnificent performance like, 6-0, 7-0. expect to win, and we move on. First game of the season is always tricky because the opposition team always wants to prove a point, especially at Old Trafford. Sometimes I feel like it's better for us to play away from home first than home, because everyone wants to beat us at Old Trafford, especially on the first game of the season. They really want to shut us up. That's what they want to do, and that's the problem playing at Old Trafford first. We have had a poor record at Old Trafford first game of the season. I seem to remember, wasn't it Louis van Gaal lost his first game? Wasn't it Swansea at Old Trafford? Mate, we need to move on, like, you know, and win that game big time and win it well. Xerxes is not match fit. I don't know why I keep saying Xerxes match fit, mate. He's match fit. Don't worry about that, fella. He's match fit. I'm hearing he's match fit, but if Xerxes gets 20 minutes, I'll be happy. If he gets half an hour, I'll be happy. Wouldn't you be happy, Night Running? Richard Ramirez, wouldn't it be happy, mate? Come on. You'll be happy if he gets 20 minutes or half an hour. I would. Arsenal Emirates Cup is that fake trophy that they made because they don't win anything. Because they don't win any trophies, so they made a fake trophy up called the Emirates Cup, of course. Now, let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno Fernandes, of course, has been probably our best signing post Alex Ferguson. The guy has been absolutely incredible. He has played almost every game there is to play. I have nothing but love for Bruno Fernandes, and of course, he loves Manchester United and the fans as well. He's a brilliant captain, a role model, an inspiration. So Bruno Fernandes' contract has got a new contract until June 2027 with an option of a further year until 2028. I salute Bruno Fernandes, and it's well deserved. At least he's earned that contract, unlike some of the players in our squad. He still won't earn as much as the top earners like Rashford and Sancho, those type of dudes, but Bruno deserves everything because he's available every game. Injury, no injury, he's always available, Bruno. We have to show maximum love to Bruno Fernandes. What a player, what a pro, and best signing post Sir Alex Ferguson, in my opinion. Best signing post Sir Alex Ferguson, I have to say. Philip, no, he's fine. He's been training for himself, vacation, he'll be ready. He should be ready, but I would like to see him get some minutes. Hopefully, Rasmus, we have some rules on Rasmus as well, whether Rasmus is going to be fit or not. Big season for Rasmus, of course, as well. So it's gone quiet on the Rasmus front at the moment, of course. Xerxes is a good player. Xerxes is a brilliant player. If you watch Firmino of Liverpool, he's a similar player to Bobby Firmino of Liverpool. I don't like comparing our players to Liverpool players, but if you're going to pick a player that he plays like, it's a bit like Bobby Firmino. So it is Firmino if you're going to compare him to a player. He's a good player, very good player, and he's like the connection towards our strikers. He's like that final missing piece of the jigsaw sort of thing. So there you go. He's a good player, absolutely brilliant player, and I'm looking forward to seeing him next season. Now, in regards to, obviously at the top of the show, I was talking about Evan Ferguson. Some of you may not hear, and even Tony. Who would you prefer? Would you prefer Evan Ferguson or would you prefer even Tony? Evan or even? Even or Evan? Which one would you prefer? Let me know, guys. At the end of the day, they're both going to cost 70 to 80 million, something around that margin. Now, Tony represents an experienced striker. Evans represents an up-and-coming 19-year-old striker, somewhat in the mold of Rooney. He reminds me of that. Of course, never going to compare him to the great Wayne Rooney, but his play does remind me of that in regards to that. Who would you rather have? Evan Ferguson, the 19-year-old, or 27-year-old, even Tony, who can bang goals in for fun? Let me know. It is a big question. I believe that Manchester United will get deals done this week. I believe the week coming is a big week. Victor Osimhen is another one, of course. He was rumoured to be going on loan to Chelsea, wasn't it? I would get him on loan. And I said this, Irfan, you speak my mind, because at the end of the day, I did say this a couple of weeks ago, that why are we not going for that loan option? What is wrong with him? I've been in Naples a lot. I was in Napoli for the last week, couple of weeks ago. I was in Napoli and I was watching a lot of football and I was analysing and stuff. They love him in Naples. I'm not sure he's going to leave Naples, if I'm being honest. Oza would be a banger deadline day signing, and that would be a big surprise signing. As I've been saying, there's going to be that surprise signing, and I think it would be the icing on the cake if we do get Mazraoui, De Ligt, and a left back and a midfielder. Can we get all the deals done? Do you think we can? Some may say it's unrealistic. We're not expecting too much, but that if we get that midfield signing, we can leave out the left back signing. I think if we get Mazraoui and De Ligt, and we get a midfielder, plus we get an attacker, You can't really argue with that. You have to give it an 8, a 9 out of 10 as a first window. It's going to be a first window, of course. It's not, if you know what I mean. Irfan, Man United is a big club in the world. Not go for Victor Osimhen. Not go. Victor Osimhen's a great player. He's a fantastic player. He's a goal scorer. He's a physical presence that we need in our up front. He reminds me of even Tony a little bit. Even Tony, they're very similar, those type of players. There's a number of strikers I would like. Evan Ferguson, even Tony, Victor Osimhen, all these players are very good. I like the Girona player, Dobbvik. I think he's brilliant and underrated as well. I'm surprised no one is going after Dobbvik. He's a goal scoring machine as well. So there could be a surprise within the next week or so, or next couple of weeks in regards to transfers. But rest assured, Manchester United will sign Mazraoui, will sign De Ligt, and hopefully we'll sign a midfielder as well, whether that's Sanderberg, whether that's Ugarte. I hope it's Ugarte, but Sanderberg will be welcome, and I will support him, and we will welcome him with open arms, because that's what we do at Manchester United at the end of the day. We welcome players with open arms, and we support them, including Mason Mount. Even though some of us don't rate Mason Mount, we're going to support Mason Mount as well. So it's not about clickbaiting, it's not about anything like that, or people telling me on Twitter you shouldn't be criticising Mason Mount. Why not? At the end of the day, we're the fans, we talk what we feel, and we should talk what we feel. We should speak about the elephant in the room, so to speak. We should speak about issues that we have at the club. Now, I don't know if you heard me this earlier in the show in regards to Sir Jim Ratcliffe's comments. He wrote in regards to Eric Ten Hag, he is a good guy and has been doing his best, but he was doing too much. He was trying to sort out the squad and fix leaks in the roof at the same time. What do you make of that quote, guys? Those who are new joining me, I've repeated this quote just now. I said it earlier in the show. I just want you, the guys who are joining me now, to let me know what they think about that quote. Because at the end of the day, this is something we were touching on last year in regards to Ten Hag doing absolutely everything. Doing the, I was surprised he wasn't doing the washing up, and twice surprised he wasn't doing the laundry. He was doing absolutely everything last year. And at the end of the day, he deserves his plaudits for what he achieved last year, in my opinion. Big year this season, of course, though. Big year, of course. Vitoni is down. Victor Osimhen is the top player, world class. They're both very similar players. I wouldn't say no to either of them, my friend. Either of them. I wouldn't say. Two from Arsenal centre-back goal. Wow. What's the so they're playing Lyon at the moment. Don't worry about Arsenal, mate. I'm not too interested about Arsenal. Arsenal are just they're not going to win anything next season. And you heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. I don't think Arsenal will win anything next season just because they win the odd friendly. I'm not too bothered about Arsenal. It's two from Arsenal centre back goal. Well, let's concentrate on us and on what we have to achieve next season. We have a lot to prove next season, of course. We are Manchester United. We're not Arsenal. We've embarrassed Arsenal over the years. We've had our fair share of good hidings in regards to Arsenal, of course. Man City and Arsenal is very sexy football. Forget Arsenal, mate. I'm not interested in Arsenal, mate. Honest to God, sexy football with Arsenal and Man City. I'm not bothered about them, to be honest with you. We can play them off the park at Old Trafford. We will do. We played Man City off the park yesterday. We should have won 3 or 4-1. They were lucky they didn't. They got away with that. I'm not in the game of complimenting Arsenal or Man City, because they'll never compliment us, mate. They don't care, and fair enough. That's what football banter is. Of course, Arsenal are way ahead of the development than we are, of course, and I'm a football fan, but I'm a Man United fan. I don't like complimenting rival clubs, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't. That's just me. I don't like doing it, and especially Arsenal. You see, I was raised in England, a fan. I know what Arsenal fans are like. And at the end of the day, in 1998, right, they bantered me to the kingdom come when they won the league in 1998, the league and cup double. In 2002, in 2004 as well, right? I never used to give it to Arsenal fans in regards to when we won the treble, in regards to we won the double-double, 3 championships in a row, smashing Arsenal out of the Champions League, winning 8-2 against Arsenal. I never used to give Arsenal banter, right? But when they started giving me banter, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to compliment Arsenal anymore. They don't appreciate compliments. And neither do Man City. If I'm going to compliment a team, I'll compliment a team that is not a direct rival with us. Yes, I could say they're a good team, but I'm not going to call them sexy and all that. Nah, not for me, a fan. That is not my style. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm concentrated on Manchester United. I don't have time to watch a friendly between Arsenal and Manchester Lyon. It's a friendly at the end of the day. Manchester United has smacked up Real Madrid in friendlies in the past. Man United has smacked up Arsenal in the past in friendlies. And you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't know to Arsenal win the Premier. I know I don't want Arsenal. I don't want Arsenal to win the Premier League, mate. I'd rather not Arsenal win the Premier League. I'd rather someone else win the Premier League. I'd rather Southampton win the Premier League, someone like that. But I'm focused on United. I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. We can win this title. And if we get the fan base to believe and get this energy that will resonate onto the pitch, we can do it, guys. We have to believe. The criticism, the anger, and that we have to pull it to one side. The differences we have between each other, we have to put it to one side. And we have to focus on the common goal, which is challenging. Because we are Manchester United. We need to challenge for the league, of course. We do need to challenge for the league. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like. You're absolute legends. Thank you so much. Need to get it up. Need to get the likes up. Need to get the likes up, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, in regards to Manchester United, there is lots of news coming out of Manchester United. Of course, we cannot play sexy football unless we get our signings in. We need to get our signings in, of course. We need to get centre-backs in. We need to get midfielders in. We need to get strikers in. And that's what we can play. That's what we need to do before we can compare ourselves to anyone, of course. We need to get our first team in. Irfan, can Man United play? So yes, they can, mate. Yes, they can. Of course they can. And they will. They win trophies. Arsenal didn't win one last season. I can't remember Arsenal winning a trophy last season. In fact, I can't remember Arsenal winning a trophy the season before either. Play sexy football. That's fine, as long as we win the trophies. And that's all I care about. We need the trophies. Football is about trophies. When you retire, you lift the trophy. And when you look back at Sir Alex Ferguson's tenure at Manchester United, we weren't always the best footballing side. We weren't always the prettiest on the eye. We were a results team. We were a results team. 50 million is going to be too short, my friend. 50 million won't be enough for Evan Ferguson. They want 60, 70, don't they? Which, it's a lot of money for a young kid, 19 years old. Of course, that represents a big risk. Now, night running, who would you prefer? Would you prefer Even Tony or would you prefer Evan Ferguson? Who would you prefer? It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough question there. That is a tough question. You've got one, even Tony, who's a proven goal scorer, and Evan Ferguson, who's an up-and-coming, and the ceiling could be higher. You don't know. The ceiling might be higher. Who knows? Who knows, guys? All I'm concentrating next season is Manchester United do well and improve. And you would like Evan Ferguson. Yeah, he's thinking of the youth, courage, success. The youth, courage, success. The Manchester United motto, of course. Fair play, lad. Fair play, fella. Absolutely right. It's about the future, and he's looking at Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson would mark a remarkable buy, of course, and it would be the icing on the cake of a very, very productive transfer window if things go to plan next week and the week after. That would be a very, very good first transfer window, wouldn't it? You can't argue with that. Imagine this. Picture this. We signed Delict, Mazaruri, Kadioglu or Hamaso, Ugarte or Sanderberg, and we get Evan Ferguson. You can't really, and then you got Xerxes and Euro on top of that, of course. So you can't really argue with that. That it would mark a very good summer, a very good first summer at the end of the day for Ineos. Of course, we got January to come. Who knows what happened in January as well? We don't know, guys. We don't know. But all we know is we want Manchester United to be successful. I don't care about Arsenal. I don't care about Liverpool. I don't care about Man City. I want Manchester United to do well next season, and I want us to challenge next season. Of course. Who is supporting the 50 million bid for Ferguson? I think it's Duncan Castles, I believe it was, of course, that Manchester United are interested. But Manchester United have been interested in Evan Ferguson for a long time. Last season we were interested in Ferguson. We made an inquiry about Ferguson as well. So he's been on Man United's radar for a long time, mate. And at the end of the day, there's rumours going around. There's no smoke without fire, as they say. I don't see another forward personally. We'd have to sell a few first. Ineos know we are top heavy and are fixing the defence and the midfield first. Now, there is a credit that Ineos can go into if they so please. They can go into a credit that they have available to themselves, that they can bring in a striker if they do. They're just not going to overpay and pay ridiculous money for players they feel are not worth the money. For example, they don't believe, obviously, that Ugarte is worth the extra bit of money to sign. They obviously don't rate him as highly as we rate him, which is strange. But at the end of the day, they do have a credit they can dip into. But I absolutely wholeheartedly agree, Alex. I do agree Defence, midfield should be sorted first. Absolutely should be sorted first, of course. Add Hamaso and Ugarte, this window would be 8 out of 10. Absolutely, mate, absolutely. That would be 8 out of 10 if we did add Hamaso or Kadioglu. Let's not forget Kadioglu or Hamaso. It would be one of the two left-sided players, of course. That would be a very, very good window, and our squad will look strong for the coming season. We won't have to worry about injuries too much, of course, if we sign those players. We do need a strong squad. We do need a bigger squad, guys. We do, and Ineos are working at that. As they've spoken in those quotes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe quotes, you can put your hand in the, you can put your head in the sand. You have to face facts. It needed a fresh start, so that's what we have done, and that's what they are doing. Ineos are doing. That's quotes from Sir Jim Ratcliffe today in regards to Manchester United and the future. We are literally going to be a proper squad if we add Hamaso and God. We will be a proper squad, mate, and it's not the end. Don't think it'll be the end either. But Mazraoui, De Ligt, Hamaso or Kadioglu, Ugarte, Xerxes and Euro. We can't really argue with that as a first season, can we? We can't be spoiled. I know that we need a lot, but it's going to be hard to get rid of some players. This is the problem that we're having. So if we had that transfer window, that is definitely an 8 out of 10 as a first window. Of course, that would be an absolutely brilliant first window for Manchester United. I'll be absolutely delighted with that because it make our squad look big, it look decent, you know. Now, when I think about other teams, I think about Arsenal, I think about Man City. Those are the two teams that are up there at the moment challenging, right? And I think about challenging them and what we need to challenge Arsenal and what we need to challenge Man City. I don't think we're far away. I do believe that we can beat Man City. We're capable of beating Man City. We're proven we are capable of beating Man City and Arsenal. So the thing is, the most important thing that Man United need to adopt is consistency. We can beat those big teams, the Chelseas, the Newcastles, the Liverpools. We can beat these teams on a one-off game. But the key is to have consistency. To play that way against the Fulhams of this world, the Crystal Palace of this world, the Southampton of this world. We need to win those games as well. We need to take those games and play the same as we do in the big games. Now, there's a difference, of course, between the two games. Arsenal, Man City will attack us. Southampton, Fulham, etc. Crystal Palace will defend and they'll play the low block. Now, it's the low block that we're having problems with at the moment. And the problem with low block, if you play a player like Rashford, if you play a pace merchant, it's not going to work. You need ballers. You need people who are able to open the door in regards to skill, in regards to finesse, when you're playing the low block teams, right? Now, that's why I will play Ahmad against Fulham. That's why I will play Garnacho against Fulham. That's why I'll play Bruno against Fulham and Xerxes against Fulham. Because we need that finesse. We need that creativity. Teams like Fulham love teams that run at them. Just run into brick walls. That's what they love. Because they will play the low block and they will know what Rashford is going to do. They will know what Anthony's going to do. He's going to cut in, he's going to shoot. He's going to cut in, he's going to shoot. We need to be creative. We need to be unpredictable on the pitch. And that's what we need to adopt next season, in my opinion. Euro to come back, Shaw to come back, Malacia to come back, all before November. All top of the team. We are literally going to be fools by Christmas. Busy period, we might be up there on the table. My friend, Night Running, be positive. I love the positivity, my friend. I love the positivity. We have to be. If we're not positive about our football club, who's going to be positive about our football club? It's up to us to be positive about our football club and to believe. What's the point of having a team and a fan base that don't believe? We have to believe, guys. I know some people may say that it's unrealistic, but it's not. We've proven we can beat Man City. We've proven we can beat Arsenal. We've proven we can beat Liverpool. Why are we being so negative? We need to be positive and we need to believe that we can do it next season. With these players coming in, with the players to come back, my goodness me, Lord, God forbid, we're going to be an absolute balling team next season. Don't worry about that. We will be good next season. And I predicted many weeks ago, some of you guys were here, that we will challenge next season. Don't watch that. Don't worry about it. We will challenge next season. Man United will be ready next season. Alex, the league will be tight. I'll be happy when Ugarte happens, even though I think because he might be getting back to form. Yes, even though Cass might be getting back to form, it's good to have Ugarte as well. We need that. We need that squad. We need to rest players sometimes. It's a 60, 70 game a season. 60, 70 games a season. We need to rest players sometimes. That's what's important. And if we have Casemiro and we have Ugarte, sometimes if we have both, remember, sometimes when you're playing a team in Europe and you're playing away to Barcelona or you're playing away to a big club, you need to defend, you need to be solid. Casemiro, Ugarte, solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Night running. I watched a competition of Hamaso, a comp of Hamaso this morning. He's definitely a left-sided centre-back to have, and he can cover left-back as well. Yes, and this is the type of player we need to be looking at. Someone who can play multiple positions. Kadioglu can do the same as well. He's exactly the same, but he's 23, Kadioglu, and he's quicker. I would prefer Kadioglu, but if we don't get Kadioglu, he's wanted by Brighton as well, let's not forget. If we don't want Kadioglu, we get Hamaso. Hamaso would be a good buy too. He will be not a buy, but a free transfer. So that's a no-brainer, isn't it? We might as well get Hamaso through the door as well. So if we got Hamaso, De Ligt, and Mazraoui, and don't forget Mazraoui can play left-sided centre-back, left-back as well. So we have a bigger squad, a stronger squad, and we won't have to rely on Evans, Lindelof, and Maguire anymore. Because at the end of the day, their legs have gone. They got no legs. Christopher Reeves and his mother. Yeah, 110,000 and should seal the deal. Exactly, should seal the deal, and it's a no-brainer. Hamaso is free, get him. Probably get Kadioglu if we can, because he's a baller. He's going to be a superstar in regards to that left back. But if we don't get Hamaso as well, just get Hamaso, De Ligt, Mazraoui, Ugarte through the door. Absolutely perfect. That would be an absolutely wonderful first transfer window for Ineos. What would you say about that? We can't argue about that, and we have to celebrate that transfer window if we do. Now, that will help us get enthusiastic, get excited about the game on Friday against Fulham. Now, Fulham will be smelling blood. They're going to want to beat Manchester United. They're going to want to really embarrass us in front of Ineos. It's up to us to put them to the sword and absolutely set a marker down for the rest of the Premier League season. I mean, absolutely thumping them out of the Old Trafford. Absolutely bringing the house down. The crowd have to play a part. Old Trafford has to play a part. 70, 80,000 people have to intimidate Fulham. Intimidate Fulham. Old Trafford has been a bit quiet in recent years. We need to make it more noisier. We need to make it more intimidating. We have to. That's what we need to do. Winning is a habit. Losing is a habit. We need to create a winning mentality. We need to make Old Trafford a fortress. Old Trafford was a fortress in Ten Hag's first season. Old Trafford wasn't a fortress in Ten Hag's second season. So we need to make it a fortress again. This is what's important. We need to make Old Trafford a fortress again. And now with De Ligt, with Licha Martinez, with Mazraoui, hopefully with Ugarte, hopefully with another player, a special player coming in as well. We have a squad that's strong enough, who's got the mentality to go out there and win and make Old Trafford a fortress. And let's make Manchester United a fortress in general, not just at Old Trafford, home and away, week in, week out. That's what we need to do. I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Man City. I don't like Liverpool. I don't like Chelsea. I don't like Newcastle. I like Manchester United. And I want Manchester United to go up there and challenge next season, because that is what it's all about, guys. It's about Manchester United. It's about Manchester United challenging next season. It's about Manchester United becoming the intimidating force that they were for so many years under Sir Alex Ferguson. We need to get back to that, guys. We are the biggest club in the world. We cannot be sitting there thinking, oh, top four is okay. We don't want top four. We want a challenge. It's about us challenging for that title. It's about us fighting. Do you think Jim Ratcliffe put $1 billion into Manchester United because he wants to come fourth? No, he wants to come top. I want to come top. We are winners. Fine margins. That's what it's about. Football is about fine margins. And that was an example yesterday. Fine margins. It could have been 3-1, but we lost on penalties. If we were ruthless, if we had the mentality, if we were calm, we would have won that game easily. McTominay missed a chance. Rashford missed 2 chances. Ahmad missed a chance. It's about being ruthless, and ruthless in every sense of the word. I mean the fans as well. When the fans are at Old Trafford, those fans need to be ruthless. Those fans need to be noisy. Those fans need to bring the house down. They need to bring the house down. They need to get 80,000 voices screaming their lungs out. That's what they need to do, guys. That's exactly what they need to do. Scream their lungs out at Old Trafford. Scare the living daylights out of Fulham. That's what they need to do. next Friday. And hopefully we'll be sitting there, I'll be doing a watch along, and we'll be talking about a fantastic win for Manchester United and what a marker that has sent to the rest of the Premier League. Because we'll be playing first, don't forget, we'll be playing first, and if we win the first game of the season, that will be a brilliant start, and we can relax for the weekend and look forward to the next game and then the next game. And if we win our opening games, and it culminates in the game against Liverpool at Old Trafford. Now, the first real serious rival we're playing is Liverpool at Old Trafford. We beat Liverpool at Old Trafford, then we are on a run. And with our squad improving all the time, with players coming in, with players coming back, we have nothing but to be enthusiastic about, and that's what it's about. Yesterday was just a taster. No, we didn't win the game. Of course, we didn't win the game. We lost on penalties. But we have to look at the positive. We dominated large portions of that game and should have won 3 or 4-1. And that's a fact at the end of the day. And we have to take that positive out of that game. Because if we implement the chances we made into goals, we are a force to be reckoned with. We are Manchester United, and we are fools to be reckoned with. And we have to get back to believe in who we are. Remember who we are. Who we are. We're Manchester United. We're not Arsenal from North London, Woolwich Arsenal, whatever they are, Woolwich rejects. We're not them. We're not Man City with their 115 charges and their Pep Guardiola, arrogant Pep Guardiola, who's weak as a fiddle. He looks like a weak guy on the touchline in his little cardigan. We're not Manchester City, the baby blues. We're Manchester United, the Red Devils, guys. We're the Red Devil. We should be intimidating. We should be going out there intimidating the opposition team. Remember, back in the old days, I know I keep bringing it back to the old days, but we used to scare the living daylights out of teams to the point that they lost the game before they even came onto the pitch. They lost the game. That's what it's about. Macmillan, most likely Evan Ferguson isn't happening, but I believe that we will look at that Evan Ferguson by probably the start of next season, in my opinion. But Evan Ferguson would be a magnificent signing, and there is rumours about Evan Ferguson going to Manchester United, as there was last year. There was news about Evan Ferguson going to Manchester United last year. Evan Ferguson is a fantastic player. If we sign Evan Ferguson, I'd be very happy with that. The brilliant player, 19 years old, for goodness sake, 19. Very good player, can develop, has not reached his full potential yet. Be a great player. We shouldn't let him go to anyone else. He should be coming to Manchester United. He is a Manchester United player, and he's the type of player that Sir Alex Ferguson would have signed. Price might be an issue, though, of course. I'd rather Tony from Evans. Tony, of course, is a more established striker. He's a different striker to Evans. If you look at Evans, Evans the guy who can run with the ball, create, cross, cause havoc, a bit like Wayne Rooney kind of player. Tony's the poacher, the guy who can score a goal, great finisher, is a presence, he's a personality as well. I like Tony. So Tony would be a more realistic target for Manchester United right now. And I believe there could be news in regards to strikers coming in. But as we stand right now, if Manchester United bring in Mazraoui, if they bring in De Ligt, if they bring in Hermoso, if they bring in a midfielder like Ugarte, Manchester United could be positive, and they should be enthusiastic about the coming season. We should be enthusiastic. It's all about enthusiasm, and it's not about being negative. We played good football yesterday. Some may say we played Man City off the park and should have won 3 or 4-1. We outwitted Man City, and when people say, oh, it was Man City's youth team, we outwitted and outperformed Manchester City in the FA Cup final last year as well with their first team. So let's not get it twisted. We defeated Man City well in the FA Cup final, and if it was a proper game yesterday, we probably would have beat them. If we had a proper striker on the pitch, we probably would have beat them comfortably. Now, it was only a matter of quality and composure that stopped us winning the Charity Shield yesterday. Yes, football is fine margins. Brailsford said it, football is fine margins. But we have to remember that this is going to change, and we will those fine margins will go in our favour. Those fine margins will go in our favour. You remember, during our time under Sir Alex Ferguson, the fine margins is what made us. It was the fine margins. The late goal in the Champions League final, of course. The late goal against Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final, of course. The late goal earlier in the season against Charlton, of course. That late goal, do you remember that? Who remembers back in '96, the goal against Cantona, the saves from Peter Schmeichel, the saves. Then Cantona nips in with a goal to make it 1-0. Fine margins, that's what it's all about. Cantona against Blackburn Rovers at Old Trafford, that won us, basically gave us a footstep to go to the top of the league. Remember those days. Remember those days. It's fine margins. Cantona in the last minute against Liverpool in the FA Cup final in 1996. Those are fine margins. We used to have the fine margins in our favour. Now it's about time we brought back the fine margins and we became that team again that we never say die, we never lose, and we go for it full throttle. Whether we risk it or not, we have to risk it and we have to go for it. Macmillan, Tony doesn't give any market value, no sell-on value. Could buy Evans at 50 to 20 years old, or what with a 50, 60,000 pay per week wage, whilst Tony will want huge wages. We could then sell Evan Ferguson for a profit. It depends at the end of the day what Manchester United are looking at. If they're looking at a striker who score 30 goals a season, that's even Tony. Evan Ferguson is not proven at the moment to score 30 goals a season. That's the one thing. But I agree, the sell-on clause, in regards to sell-on clause, I don't. He's playing for the biggest club in the world. We're not going to sell him on. He'll be if Evan Ferguson signs for Man United, he'll be at Man United 10 years. That's how I see it. At the end of the day, he's a type of player who'll be at Man United for 10 years, and he will be a mainstay in that team, I hope. But he's a fantastic player, and of course, he's the type of player that Sir Alex Ferguson would have purchased. In my opinion, he's the type of player that probably would have already been playing for Man United, if we're being honest, if Sir Alex Ferguson was around. Of course, it'd be interesting to see what our team would have been like if Sir Alex Ferguson was still around. It'd be interesting to see what trophies would have won, what trophies he wouldn't have won, where we would have been in the league, what players would be playing for us. It'd be very interesting, wouldn't it? If the butterfly effect, if we could only know, if only we knew what could have been if Sir Alex Ferguson stayed another 5-10 years. But of course, we can't be spoiled. We witnessed a lot under Sir Alex Ferguson, and we were entirely grateful to everything we achieved. In 1999, I was in Barcelona, right? I sat on the beach. I didn't get a hotel. I clubbed all night because there were no hotels. I went clubbing, right? I went to the Man United game. After the Man United game, we beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League final at the Nou Camp. After that game, I went clubbing because I had no hotel. It was like that, right? This is the hustle. I was poor, broke, 16, 17-year-old guys. I was, all right? And at the end of the day, I clubbed, and then I went onto the beach, and I sat on the beach, and I told my brother, I said, look, I'm never going to witness this again. This is an absolute and remarkable achievement. And if we ever win anything, if we never win anything again, I'll be happy with that. Because what I've just witnessed is absolutely phenomenal. But we won lots of trophies after that. We won the Champions League after that as well in 2008. And we won a lot of trophies, right? So I'm entirely grateful to what I've witnessed in my life supporting this great football club. I'm entirely grateful. But what has happened to this football club over the last 20 years is something that I did not expect in regards to the Glazers bringing it through the mud. I expected a downturn in success, obviously, in regards to Sir Alex Ferguson retiring. But I didn't expect us to be brought through the mud like this. Now, my dream and my focus is Manchester United getting back to the promised land, getting back to where they belong, which is the top of the league. And no, that is not putting pressure. This is the ambitions that every Manchester United player should have. Just like Real Madrid have at Real Madrid, just like Bayern Munich have at Bayern Munich, just like Barcelona have at Barcelona. It is about who we are. Remember who we are, where we came from, the adversity to the stars in 1968. Adversity in 1958 to the stars in 1968. That's what we are about at the end of the day. Yes, he may stay. Yes, he may stay if he succeeds at United, but if he doesn't, we will then still make profit on him. Yep, I agree, mate. We aren't sure Tony will be a success. Falcao was one of the best strikers in the world then. But Falcao had a serious injury record, didn't he? He had a serious injury, and it ruined him. I remember watching Falcao I think it was against Chelsea in the Super Cup, and he absolutely ripped them apart, ripped them to shreds. I was one of those guys who were extremely excited to see Falcao play for Manchester United and Di Maria at the time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But in regards to Tony, I think he's a completely different player. He's a mentality monster. He won't get worried about someone burgling him or anything like that. He's a nutter. He's an absolute nutter, and I'll be absolutely delighted if we signed him. Although, Evan Ferguson is more of a Manchester United fit in regards to future youth, courage, success, which is our motto. Has always been our motto through the years. It's youth, courage, success. Of course, it's about Manchester United and it's about the future. We're always looking at the best young talent and looking at what is the future for Manchester United. Now, I don't want Manchester City to go and win the 5th title in a row. I don't. And at the end of the day, if they do that, I'll be absolutely devastated. Now, it's up to us to stop this from happening. It's up to us to go out there and believe in ourselves. We have the quality, guys. We have the quality, especially with the new players coming through the door right now. Even without Evans, without Tony, we got the players there. We can. We can, and we have to believe. And I'm not putting pressure on anyone. We're saying that we are Manchester United and we should believe in ourselves, right? I've seen it. I've seen people doubt us. I've seen people doubt us. I've seen when we brought the youth through. I've seen Alan Hansen saying you can't win anything with kids. I've seen that, right? I've seen us get slapped up by Aston Villa in the third opening game of the season 3-1. I've seen us lose to York City 3-0 at Old Trafford with a youth team. I've seen it, right? I've seen a lot of things in regards to this team. I've seen us get slapped up by Newcastle 5-0. I've seen us get slapped up by Southampton 6-3. I've seen it all. And a lot of people back then were doubting us. Back then were saying they're finished, it's over. How many times they said it's over? We're not good enough. In 1999, every draw that went through, we drew Inter Milan, and people were saying, you're not winning that one. We won. We drew Juventus. You're not winning that one. We won. It's about belief, and it's about proving who we are. We're not just Manchester United, right? We're more than that, right? Where we come from, what we come from, who we are is what we should remember. Always remember who we are. We're not Manchester City with no history. We're not them. Right, with their Uwe Rossers and Sean Goeters playing at Leyton Orient on a Tuesday night. That's who they are. We're not that, right? We built our way up properly. We built our way up to the top, right, without helping hands. We won things with kids. We won a double. We won a treble with kids. We won a double with kids, right? And that is what Manchester United are. We are completely different to every single one of those teams in the Premier League right now. Arsenal, they have no youth products. They sell their youth products. They have no youth. They have no ambition for the future. They just sign players. Arteta can't develop anyone. He doesn't develop anyone. We need to believe in ourselves and believe that we are going to challenge next season. I said it a few weeks ago. If these signings come through, matched with the youth players that are coming through as well, Harry Amas, of course, Shea Lacey's coming through, Fletcher's coming through, Adonai's coming through, Murray's coming through, of course, Bennett is coming through as well. These players are coming through. If we bring through the players, mix them in with a blend of youth and experience, we can do whatever we want next season. We can do whatever we want in the coming years as well. We have the structure, it's getting better, and we have to believe in who we are. We are Manchester United, and we have to believe that we can succeed, we can win trophies, we can get ahead of Arsenal, we can get ahead of Liverpool, we can get ahead of Manchester City with their 115 charges, right? They're on the way down. We outplayed them yesterday. Arsenal, they didn't win anything net last season. What are they going to win this season at the end of the day? It's up to us to make a change, right? It's up to us to make a change. We don't invent trophies like the Emirates Cup and pretend we're the best team in the world if we win the Emirates Cup. We win the real deal, the Champions League, the Premier Leagues. That's what we're going after. We win trophies. We won a trophy last season. We won a trophy the year before. Arsenal didn't. We need to move on, and we need to win trophies, guys. I know I'm rambling on, but I take it back, right? And I take it back to these quotes from Sir Jim Ratcliffe yesterday, right? He is a good guy in regards to Ten Hag and been doing his best, but he was doing too much. He was trying to sort out the squad and fix leaks in the roof at the same time. You can't put your head in the sand. You have to face facts. It needed a fresh start, so that's what we have done. It is a big responsibility to return the club to where it should be. Performing at the best, the top 8 in Europe. I believe we're even better than that. We should aim even higher than that, in my opinion. Now, if we can't do that, we have not been successful. Now, that is what it's all about, is Manchester United being successful and Manchester United going on and doing what we should be doing as the biggest club in the world, I say. The best history in the world, the best story ever told. Big up, running. What the hell? Yes, I'm back, busy dropping some big, oh my goodness, mate. You are crazy. Absolute crazy people in this chat today. Night Running has absolutely destroyed it completely. My motivational speech has been in the mud, basically. But, in all seriousness, next season, have the belief, Friday's the game, and it starts there. That's when it starts. No Emirates Cup. no charity shield, none of that, guys. Absolutely none of that, guys. It's all about Manchester United winning that first game of the season until we play Liverpool at Old Trafford and we sweep them off the floor completely, and we absolutely set a marker to the Premier League that we are back and we're coming for this title. We're coming for this title and we will challenge. Don't worry about it. We're going to be a threat next season. Believe that. Believe in Manchester United. This club is different. This club is not like any other club. Believe that, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. You guys are absolute legends. Every single one of you joined me today. I'm on the way to 4,000 subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe. You guys are brilliant. Thank you so much. I have some massive plans, huge plans planned for this channel this season coming. Lots of guests, lots of special guests. Happy Sunday, Kingdom. Hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for joining me. Just about to wrap up the show, but thank you guys so much. I will be back tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. If nothing breaks, again, as usual, if nothing breaks, if no news comes out, I will be back tomorrow. If not, I'll be back before then in regards to news, breaking news, anything that happens throughout then. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Share the video to everyone, your friends, your loved ones. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Take it easy. Peace.